After 3 weeks across many European cities, the WWE wraps up their European leg of the tour before WrestleMania, and finally, they get something right. Welcome to the Hit in the Turnbuckle podcast with, of course, me, the front man, Adam Cousins. Now, WWE had their O2 show, Monday Night Raw, yesterday. And after, like I just mentioned, weeks upon weeks, there's finally some excitement in the air from this channel about WrestleMania. We'll get into all of that and so much more. In the last few weeks, I have said, and I've criticized the Cena Cody confrontations. It's been the same thing. It's been just a mic thing. Cena takes the mic, talks for 10, 15 minutes. Cody Rhodes comes out, talks on the mic. They talk about things, but they never really kind of directed stuff at one another as such until Raw this week, which they finally did. They had a great war of words. There was a lot of um, slander in there from both. Cody Rhodes saying that John Cena's got more dick in his promo than he has in his shorts. He called John Cena a piece of shit. Um, John Cena sold out, and he was the company man that the billionaire wanted. That's no longer here, and we don't talk about. Now, Cena had a good rebuttal on this. He basically called Cody Rhodes a 16-year-old choir boy that doesn't want to do public speaking. He also said that while he builds empires for billionaires, Cody Rhodes steals the kids' money, which is basically a knockoff AEW saying that he just wasted Tony Khan's money. For want of a better phrase, Cody Rhodes actually in this promo was kind of playing the Eminem role that you'd see in the film 8 Mile. At the end of it, Eminem has a rap off, and he basically before we start, or he done his rap, basically slating himself, and then say, okay, now tell everybody something that they don't want, they don't know about me, or they want to hear about me. And Cody Rhodes basically done all of that. He said he got booed out of his own company. Again, hinting at AEW. He's got a tattoo of his gimmick on his neck, which John Cena alluded to later on. It was a fire promo, which over the last few weeks has been quite boring, but this was everything there fueled it. It was great. John Cena was going to leave. He said, I'll see you at WrestleMania. This was Cena's last scheduled Raw before WrestleMania. And then finally, we get some physicality. And John Cena was saying about how he got burying everybody, because that's what the fans criticize him for, right? Burying. Um, but finally, they had some physicality. John Cena went to punch Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes ducked the punch and put him into crossroads. Um, you know, Fantastic in this. Um, what I've liked, and I don't know if it's something that people have noticed on here, and this is just an observation, and I really like the contrast between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. You've got John Cena that's wearing these, every city he's gone to, he's had a colourful shirt, the final time is now and all of this sort of stuff. And at the same time, Cody Rhodes' suits have been getting a bit more fancier. There was like a pinstripe number this week. And I certainly think that I don't know if they're playing that as a contrast between the two people. Like, Cody Rhodes, company man, suit, kind of what John Cena used to be like, whereas John Cena is now going in a different direction. It was a great promo. Far more interesting now. I'm not saying I wasn't interested in the match as such. I was very much interested in the match at WrestleMania, but it was just being stagnant and boring. Whereas now, I feel like I'm a bit more excited. I think that last little bit there, that last crossroad to Cena really kind of lit the touch paper with them two now. And if that is the last we see of John Cena, we've got 2 Raws left before WrestleMania. It'd be interesting to see how that pans out going forward. Will The Rock make an appearance? He was mentioned for the first time during the promo battle since John Cena aligned himself with The Rock. That was the first time. So he was mentioned in the promo. There was a lot of talk he was going to be at Raw. He was not. There was also a reference to Cody Rhodes basically saying to Cena that you're still my hero, which was an interesting bit as well. I don't know if that's going to play out at all. Nevertheless, really good start to Raw, fire promo, and finally they got it right. Maybe they got it right all along, and it was just that we wanted it to, they kind of wanted it to go that way. I don't know, but great start to Monday Night Raw. New Day was in action. Now, if you guys remember, New Day won a tag team title match at WrestleMania against the War Raiders, I believe, who, to be honest, I totally forgot the War Raiders, excuse me, were tag team champions. Totally went out of my mind, out of my memory, because they've not been around, really. But nevertheless, in order to get there, Adam Pearce had set him a match against a tag team. We didn't know who that tag team was. Adam Pearce come out and announced it was going to be against the returning New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, obviously London crowd. They got a big pop as well when they come out. Um, I thought it was quite funny. There was a bit there where Tyler Bate went for a high five to Pete Dunne, and he looked like he had no clue what he was doing. And it was always nice to see the Tyler Bate airplane spin. However, New Day hit the daybreak, get the victory. They have a stare down with the War Raiders. The only sort of observation really about that, I was kind of like wondering what the point was in bringing back New Catch Republic just to lose, other than the fact, excuse me, why I changed the camera a little bit, other than the fact that it was in London. I don't know where they go with that now. And to be honest, again, thinking about it, I totally forgot about Tyler Bate. Um, it's a weird one with them because they're very good, both singly and as a team. They're great. My concern is they come back and they just job straight. I mean, it was a competitive tag match. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a squash by any stretch. They both got a lot of offense in on it. You kind of gathered the New Day was going to win. I just felt that because they want this tag team opportunity, I just felt, wow, with the New Catch Republic coming in and coming back, was that going to alter anything? And the reality is no. New Day wins clean. I just don't get it. I don't get that, to be honest with you. It just didn't sit right with me, that. But look, nevertheless, they had a stare down with the Raw Raiders. Fuck me, the War Raiders. It's going to be a tongue twister for me. Jesus. And that looks as if they're going to WrestleMania. Will it be a multi-team match? We don't know. But New Day picks up the victory. Now, another match that WrestleMania that's kind of like, it's not main eventing now. Sorry about not doing a SmackDown review, but so it's not main event in WrestleMania now because we know that CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns is main event in night one. We know John Cena, Cody Rhodes is main event in night two. But Gunther and Jey Uso, really for me, I had zero interest in, absolutely zero in this until last night. Gunther takes on Jimmy Uso last night and does indeed beat him. Um, I mean, it was a really good match to be honest, but it wasn't until the aftermath where things got interesting. Gunther chokes out Jimmy Uso. The medical staff, i.e., Rio and Danny Jones, for those of you that you're Brit Rest fans out there, you'll know who I'm talking about. Didn't know they had a medical license, but hey, I did ask Slam Masters. They said they wouldn't have even had the balls to ask Danny Jones. Jey Uso comes out, chased Gunther off at least momentarily. Comes back, he put Jimmy on his shoulder. They sort of put his arm around Jimmy, started walking to the back. Gunther comes back and absolutely annihilates both. He zip ties Jey Uso's hands to the ring ropes and decimates Jimmy Uso. Not only decimates him, busts him wide open. And he's beating on Jimmy Uso while Jey Uso's attached to the ring post. And Jey Uso, I think, says something, I'm going to kill you, Uso, and things like that. Now that right there, again, it sets now the tone. We're looking forward. Was we looking forward to yet another Jey Uso Gunther match? Probably not. Do we think Jey Uso's going to beat Gunther and win his first championship? Probably so. But now, with all that combustible elements, with this ending, with the busted Jimmy Uso, with Jey Uso getting in there, getting on the ropes and angrily looking on, we may see a new side of Jey Uso that may be the side that manages him to beat Gunther at WrestleMania. Really good match, really good segment because now also you kind of believe Jey Uso has half a chance because he's angry, he's pissed off. That was very very well done by the WWE because it now adds that element of, well, hang on a minute, you've just beat the crap out of his brother, I'm coming for you, kind of thing, and that makes it more interesting. What I would like to see at WrestleMania, and I read this somewhere on the what lovely world of the Tinterweb, should we say? I even read it on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and someone posted that they would like to see Roman Reigns give, like when they're walking out to the ring for their match and they stop because they see somebody. Jey Uso's walking out to get ready for the match with Gunther. He bumps into Roman Reigns and the Wise Man, and Roman Reigns gives him the pep talk, and Jey Uso goes out and wins the championship. That would be incredible if they'd done that. I think that'd be great. And again, the pep talk from Roman, maybe a little pep talk from Heyman as well. That could happen. It might not happen at Mania. It might even happen on the lead up, but it could put Jey Uso into that mindset. Other than that, the other thing that's possible is he could get DQ'd because he loses control. Maybe that's the thing. Or does he get revenge on Gunther in the following weeks that lead up to Mania in the last two Raws? We'll have to wait and see. But great segment. Really looking forward to seeing what they do with Gunther and Jey Uso, sorry. But this week's match with Jimmy Uso was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed the story. And now WWE, like I said before, they're doing it right now. Well, I say doing it right now. Was they doing it right all along? I don't know. But nevertheless, a great sit-in for the WWE. Now, just to give you a quick prologue on SmackDown this week, the debut of Rey Fenix this week on SmackDown. Rey Fenix, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say, or however you want to say it. He debuts this coming week on SmackDown. Very, very good. Looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. And who would he go against? What feud has he got? Has he got a program lined up for WrestleMania? That's the kind of issue there. Does he have a program lined up? I don't like it when people are thrusted into WWE. It's normally the worst part of it when they come in and that just before WrestleMania, because you don't quite know what's going on, if that makes sense. You don't quite know what their plans are. Are they going to be there? So it's like a Naomi. Naomi come back at the Rumble a couple of years ago, and she's really only just got into a feud of note now with Jade Cargill. So yeah, interesting with that. Very, very interesting. Speaking of interesting, move on to the Judgment Day. There's a lot going on with the Judgment Day. They finally decided they don't, that they fight. The Balor was like, we fight like cats and dogs. There's no more talk of adding a new member. Balor was kind of ribbing Raquel for a tough loss, but he said he's going to bring home the Intercontinental Championship. And that's really about it. Carlito was there. He got told to piss off by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who were talking about Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Now, next week on Raw, Lyra Valkyria defends the Intercontinental Championship against Bayley. We assume we know what's going to happen there. Two guesses. We've now run into the tag team title match. The tag team match involving the Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker and Penta La Miedo versus Finn and Dominic. Again, a good tag team match, and it's really this match has really kind of set the stage for a fatal four-way at WrestleMania between Braun, Penta, the four in this ring: Braun, Penta, Dominic, and Finn. This match ended when Braun Breaker inadvertently speared Penta after Finn moving out of the way. Penta suffers his first pinfall loss in a WWE after Finn Balor hit the coup de grace. Uh, and yeah, I think it sets up a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. I think Dominic Mysterio sneaks it. He may even pin Finn Balor at WrestleMania. Potentially, they kick Finn out of the Judgment Day and bring in that new member. It won't be Penta, that's for sure. Um, but I am interested in seeing how that pans out. Dominic steals it, maybe pins Balor, or Balor hits the coup de grace. Dominic throws him out the ring and pins and hits a frog splash on somebody to win the title. Something along those lines. And that then leads to maybe Finn getting kicked out of the Judgment Day on the Raw after WrestleMania, and a new member of the Judgment Day being brought in. We'll find out. Um, and I know everyone's loving this with Gable and Co. And this El Grand Americano. I'm pissed with it, and everyone's going to say, "Here we go, another Chad Gable rant." But I'm so fucked off with this. Like, can you not think of anything better for Chad Gable to do than shove him in a luchador mask and have him hop around the ring? Now, once again this week he's sick. He's not going to be able to do it next week because Raw's in Minneapolis next week, which is Chad Gable's hometown. He's not going to be able to wrestle. But Adam Pearce says El Grand Americano will make his debut on American soil next week. American Alpha walked in after that. We'll touch on that in a minute, actually, because there was something alluding to after what happens in that to something that maybe is going to be happening next week on Raw or something. But so El Gran Americano will make his debut on American soil next week. I know it's over. Don't get me wrong. I know the crowd love it. I think this is just another piss take for Chad Gable, somebody who is far, far better than having to wear a fucking luchador mask every week on Monday Night Raw. Despite how funny it is, despite how over it is, it's wrong. Gable should be a champion right about now. Simple as that. Anyway, I did mention that Otis and American Alpha? Yeah, I think so. I think they're still American Alpha or something along those lines. American made. I can't remember. Alpha Academy. Jeez, it's only Tuesday, guys. Fucking hell. They come in. Gable calls Otis an idiot, but Maxine Dupree said she wants to talk about opportunities, and Pierce was assuming along the lines of the opportunities were going to be for Tozawa and Otis. But in fact, she's looking for opportunities to team with Natalia. So a new tag team could be formed on Raw. Natalia soon to be appearing at NWA's Crockett Cup. She's appearing at Bloodsport, I think, as well. She's doing a lot more of those appearances since re-signing with the WWE. Is it something that I want to see? I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those ones that we will have to wait and see how it pans out. But nevertheless, Natty and Maxine seemingly are going to be a team in the future on Raw. We will wait with bated breath, I'm sure. But Natty herself will be in action at the Crockett Cup in NWA in May. Get yourself a ticket down there if you haven't already. She's also going to be doing Bloodsport as well. I think her opponent from Bloodsport has been announced. Forgive me, I can't remember who it is. Again, fantastic. I'd be looking forward. I'd love it if a Progress Wrestling or a Revolution Pro Wrestling could pick up Natalia for a show as well. I think that would be great if they could ever make that happen. Would be tremendous. But Natty doing other things with the WWE, at least pursuing other companies outside the WWE. So interesting times for Natty. Let's see what happens with Maxine. Now there was this backstage bit with Penta and Breaker, but you know where that's going, so we're going to leave that, park that for now. Logan Paul was next. The crowd in the O2, I salute you. There was a front row down the aisleway as Logan was coming out, and he picked up a sign, and it was a Prime bottle. And I think at first Logan Paul thought it said Prime. He got the first three letters right. It said prick. And he actually picked it up, looked at it, and then ripped it up. It was outstanding. Absolutely, I thought it was priceless. Absolutely priceless. Whoever done that, you deserve a fucking medal. Knight that guy. The crowd hated him. Literally the crowd hated him. He thought Logan's, the way that he's coming across now as the cocky, arrogant one that can back it up, which I think what makes people hate you more is when you can back it up and you're cocky, you're a prick, and you can back it up in the ring, and he can. He calls out AJ Styles, who to be, I don't mean this. I listen, I'm old. I am old, but AJ is looking old. That camera shots close to his face were not doing him justice at all in this segment. But long story short for the segment, and it was quite a long segment, as much as Logan Paul could get in a word over the booze, he basically said to AJ was there to compete. He said, look, let's do it. And he said, I don't fight for free. I'm not thinking about fighting you here, especially in broke London. Yeah, cheers, Keir Starmer. Um, he'll do it where it's the payday at WrestleMania. So at WrestleMania, we do have Logan Paul, AJ Styles. Logan Paul did try to attack AJ after this. AJ did block it. However, he does connect with the pulverizer. And I must say, that finisher, I mean, he hit it crisp. You got to give your props to AJ Styles on that as well, because AJ doesn't obviously know how to fall, but it was crisp as fuck. Well done, Logan Paul. And the match itself, listen, the match itself at WrestleMania is gonna be brilliant. I'm gonna like it. I think it's gonna be definitely one of those ones that is gonna be up there as match of the night contenders with those two in there. We're looking forward to it big time. Just a bit of a backstage segment. There was Judgment Day was celebrating. Finn walks off. Liv says to Dominic, like, when are you going to get your shot at the Intercontinental title? And she said she's going to go, and because Balor was going to speak to Pierce about getting the Intercontinental title shot. Liv said that when Balor's done, she's going to go in there and talk to Pierce about Dom getting an Intercontinental title shot. You know where we're going with that. We mentioned it earlier. Fatal 4-way at WrestleMania is looking very, very likely. Next week on Raw, like I said, El Gran Americano will be on there. Lara Valkyria defends the Intercontinental Championship against Bayley. We know that's going to have interference from Liv and Raquel. And Seth freaking Rollins appears live on Raw. There you go. That's what's announced so far. Look out for Adam Pearce's thing that he does normally of a weekend where he says what else is coming up on Raw on Netflix. Main event was for the Women's World Championship. It was Iyo Sky versus Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair as ref. This was a great, great match. I loved it. I thought it was great. I wasn't sure whether or not that we were going to get a title change. There was a few times where I thought, wow, we're going to get a change here. Rhea hit Riptide, I think, at one point or two. Bianca Belair was actually fine as referee up until the end, where Rhea and Iyo Sky were both kind of getting irritated with not winning matches and were taking it out on Bianca. She ended up getting hit. She was getting pushed. And she was letting it go. To be fair, she was fine as referee. She let a lot of this go. But eventually, Iyo Sky goes to the top, goes to hit a hesitation drop kick. Rhea moves out the way. She hits Bianca Belair, who gets knocked out of the ring, and she's done. She calls for the bell. I believe it was a double DQ because of everything that happened. She threw the match out. Rightfully, to be fair, rightfully, I will give her that. Rhea Ripley goes absolutely crazy. She hits Riptide. She goes mad. She lays them all out as Raw goes off the air. And again, we know where this is alluding to. We know where this is going. It's going to end up a triple threat at WrestleMania between those three. But a very good match on Raw to main event it from those two women, Iyo Sky. Rhea Ripley knocked it out of the park. Bianca Belair played her part very, very well as well. A great Raw to round off the European tour. SmackDown is back this week from Chi-Town, Chicago. Like I mentioned, the debut of Rey Fenix to WWE. Looking forward to seeing what he can do in the ring on his WWE debut. Guys, just big thanks to everyone that's been watching. We got another TNA interview coming up very, very soon. I can't say who. As part of our obviously TNA relationship, we can't say who until the interview has been done, which you have to respect because look, people can change. Card subject to change, interview subject to change. What I will say is, if it's the interview that I'm led to believe it is, I am very excited about interviewing that particular person. We have lots of other interviews coming up on the channel as well. We'll announce them in due course. Go and see our top 10 with Dart star Paul Nicholson. That is in the playlist under top 10. We have lots and lots of playlists as we move to 1,000 pieces of content. We've had some videos sent in from our previous guests and stuff. They're very, very nice, very great. Looking to get a few more. We'll start to play them as we get closer to that goal. And also coming up this week, NWA, of course, me and the wonderful Miss Fiona Lochran will be on your your computer box later on in the week with Power. It'll be a day later because it is my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow. The lovely Rachel will celebrate her birthday, so there will be no podcasting tomorrow, obviously for obvious reasons. But we'll be back Thursday. I'm hoping NWA will be out on Thursday night as well. So keep it locked to HTT Buckle on X, HTT Buckle on YouTube, hitting the Turnbuckle podcast on all other social media outlets. Also, get your tickets to Ignite Wrestle Pro, the last stand, May the 18th. Oh boy, there's a couple of matches to be announced. I know what they are. Get your tickets. Simple as that. There's not many left. Get them, get them, get them, get them, get them. We'll be back next week, but back tomorrow. No, we'll be back on Thursday. Jeez, Adam, sort yourself out. We will be back on Thursday with the NWA review. But until then, everybody, I'm going to go and have a lay down. Buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.